So question 4 says differentiate between an accounting package and spreadsheet based on the following features. So the first feature is based on report generation. So based on report generation, an accounting package is specialized software. It is designed for financial management and record keeping. So it will offer a dedicated tool for creating a wide range of financial reports, including balance sheet, income statement, cash flow statement, and even others. So the reports are generated using predefined templates and formulas. So this ensuring accuracy and consistency in the information system. So compared to spreadsheet, the spreadsheet application, an example of spreadsheet application is Microsoft Excel. Is versatile tool and it can also be used for report generation, but it requires manual setup of formulas, formatting, and even layout. So generally, generating a complex financial report in spreadsheet can be time consuming and even it can be erroneous. It is very much prone to error because it does not have that dedicated tool for creating a wide range of financial reports. So it is quite manual and complex. The second one is based on audit trail. So an accounting package typically include a robust audit trail feature. So this is just a feature that will automatically record and track changes made to financial transactions and record without manually going through and trying to adjust. So each entry or modification or deletion is logged along with timestamps and even user IDs and other relevant details. So this audit trail is very useful in accounting package to enhance accountability, things like transparency and security by allowing these organizations to trace back and review all actions performed on these things. So compared to spreadsheet, for example, Excel, to create such a comprehensive audit trail requires just a manual effort. So users need to set up a logging mechanism to record changes made to cells or data. So it could be possible, but it is not automated and it is not structured as in these accounting packages. Then the B part says, giving an example, explain the purpose of a mobile browser. So an example here will be checking whether on a smartphone, maybe doing an online transaction, maybe doing online reservation using your mobile phone. So you open, the first one is opening this mobile browser. You could unlock your smartphone or even your Android browser, and then it will display the content on this smaller screen. You use that to enter the mobile website. You could use it to navigate through the websites. For example, the website for the online shops or the shops that you want to do your purchases from. Then you could navigate through this website. You load this maybe different locations for these shops and even items that they sell. You may view the details and the pricing, and you can also interact with the customers or the people who sell for you these products. Then the C part says, explain how cloud computing supports e-commerce operations. So cloud computing has really supported e-commerce in the first ways through scalability and flexibility. So e-commerce is often experience fluctuation in demand. For example, there's a time when there's peak season where a lot of sales is made. Now cloud computing will be supportive enough in a sense that when the business is booming or when the period is high, the owners of this business can scale up. They can scale up the resources that is required based on the demand. So this elasticity in that the e-commerce experiences helps them to maybe get more resources that they need from e-commerce. Maybe they might need storage, location, or memory. So when the sales go high, they can get more storage location, and when the sales go low, they can now demand for little or even no storage location. So that's scalability and flexibility. And then we have cost efficiency. So cloud computing operates on a pay-as-you-go model, where you pay services as long as you're using them. So this one is allowing e-commerce business to avoid the upfront cost of building and maintaining their own physical infrastructure. So they can rent resources from cloud providers and when they need them. So this reduces the cost. And then we also have what we call global reach and accessibility. So in e-commerce, it is borderless. We have borderless digital landscape, and cloud computing will facilitate global accessibility. For example, we have global cloud services in e-commerce websites that will be deployed and accessed from various regional locations. So any user could can access resources from this cloud computing from any geographical location. They must not be in a physical location. And also we have what we call reliability and redundancy. So cloud providers offer redundant data centers with high availability and reliability. So this means that this e-commerce business can benefit from reliable services with minimal downtime. So because those people who use these services will not need delays, and they will not need to even take risks. Then the fifth one will faster time to market. So cloud computing allows e-commerce business to launch and scale their operations quickly. So instead of spending time procuring and even setting up hardware and software, businesses can provide cloud resources within, or access cloud resources within very few minutes. And the other question says, explain 4 social issues that may arise from the use of information system. The first one is privacy, as usual, concern. So this information system are used to collect, even store and process a vast amount of data that might be sensitive and personal. So sometimes, if this data is not properly secured, it can encroach on the individual privacy rights, and the potential data loss is also possible with this big amount of data. So organizations must always try to come up with strategies that will avoid mishandling or sharing personal data without consent. This can sometimes lead to erosion or even compromise of the trust that the customers have with the organization. Then we have digital divide and accessibility and the access inequality. So remember, there is a group of people or a particular segment of the population that are disadvantaged. So while many individuals have access to the internet and modern devices, there are these marginalized communities or rural areas and even economically disadvantaged groups with limited access. So this access inequality can exacerbate existing social and economic disparities. So it hinders equal opportunities for education, employment, and even participation in digital economy. So it's a big thing. And lastly, social issue is job displacement and work transformation. So because of the automation and advanced technologies that come up because of these information systems, this can sometimes lead to job losses or job displacements, particularly for routine and repetitive tasks. So as industries adopt more automated processes, certain jobs may become obsolete, and this will require workers to adapt their skills or transform to new roles. Then we have what we call online misinformation and disinformation. So there is rapid dissemination of information through information system, particularly through what we call social media. So through social media, users can sometimes spread misinformation and even disinformation at a very high rate, and this will lead to misguidement or they mislead the customers or public opinion. Then lastly, we have what we call cyberbullying and online harassment. So this information system provide platform for search or for communicating and interaction, but they can also become places or venues where negative behavior, such as this cyberbullying and online harassment in social media platform and online harassment, are experienced. And then the E part of the question says, assess 5 ways in which general ICT control ensures the reliability of data generated by information system. So the first one is just to access control and authentication. So general ICT control enforces access control mechanisms. This one will ensure that only authorized users have access to sensitive data in the systems. For example, they can reinforce facilities such as passwords, multi-factor authentication, and even biometric to help to prevent people from that are not authorized to access and even tamper with the data that do not belong to them. Then the other one, we have what we call network security. So securing this organizational network infrastructure is crucial. This one will prevent unauthorized access and external threat. So this for this to come about, there must be firewall systems, intrusion detection systems, and even encryption protocols to ensure that there is security over the network. Then we have what we call backup and recovery procedures. So the organization needs what we call regular data backup. Why? Because there could be events where we have data losses due to maybe hardware failure, system crashes, and even on cyber attacks when the system has been attacked. Then there must be a robust way of recovering this data that has been lost to help in restoring data to its recent reliable state. So backup and recovery procedures are very important. Then we have even physical security measures. So general ICT control include even measures to protect the physical infrastructure of data centers and server rooms. We could have things like surveillance systems, environmental control systems, for example, what about the weather, the humidity, also systems that will prevent unauthorized access to potential damaged hardware. So these are physical security. For example, also enforcing personal security on the ground. Then we have incident response and monitoring. So monitoring systems are set up to detect unusual activities and potential security breaches. So these incident responsive plans outline the procedures for addressing these security incidences properly, and also to identify them in time. Like they are proactive.